Zamfara State declares COVID-19 patient wanted. Nigeria records highest single day of COVID-19 cases. Federal government workers to resume on 4th May 2020. On business, federal government to meet manufacturers of ventilators production. And on the international scene, President Trump claims information indicates Wuhan's lab behind outbreak. Compliment of the hour and welcome to Standard Voice Television News. My name is Sani Ahmed Sambo. Zamfara State government has declared wanted one Jamilu Shinkafi who was tested positive for coronavirus but could not be found afterward. The State Health Commissioner Alhaji Yahya Kanoma told The Punch that Shinkafi absconded after he was confirmed positive for coronavirus, noted that efforts were being intensified to track him wherever he is hiding. He said they are still searching for him, pointing out that he was in Abuja on Wednesday and he left for Kaduna yesterday, assuring that they will arrest him at all cost. The commissioner said they informed the Federal Minister of Health about the SART development and assured that they would get him. Alhaji Kanuma said the state government has ordered the disinfection of Jamilu's house as well as the entire area and appealed to the people of the area who had recent contact with Jamilu to report to the isolation center for testing immediately. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, on Wednesday inaugurated 2 blocks of 10 by 1 single officers' quarters for Nigerian Air Force personnel at 207 Quick Response Group at Nigerian NAF Base headquarters in Gusau, the state capital. News Agency of Nigeria report that Air Chief was represented by the Air Officer commanding Special Operations Command, Air Vice Marshal Charles Owo. Air Marshal Abubakar said providing training facilities with decent living accommodation for the personnel remains one of the priorities of NAF headquarters under his leadership. These development efforts are in recognition of the fact that right training incentives and motivation impact positively on troops' morale. He said with this appropriate infrastructure, the airmen are better equipped to perform their duties effectively and efficiently. He said the 2 by 1 single officers' headquarters building being inaugurated was aimed at boosting troops' performance and provision of decent living accommodation to enable good rest for enhanced work productivity of the men. Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalem Maradon has condoled with Adamawa State counterpart Alhaji Ahmadu Fintiri over the loss of his mother. Governor Matawale said he received the news of Haja Fatima Ahmadu Badami's death with great shock, but said the will of Allah always suffices. He described the deceased as an astute mother who gave her children all the good qualities of a responsible human being and a great leader. Indeed, we love our mother very much, but Allah loves her most and has taken her away, especially in this very sacred month of Ramadan, Governor Matawale observed. He called on his colleague to bear the pains of this irreparable loss with great courage and feel more comfortable that she has returned to her Lord as a fulfilled mother. Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NDCD, has reported the highest figure of COVID-19 cases recorded in a day. In a late night tweet on Thursday, the agency revealed that a total of 204 new infections were reported across the country, the peak since the beginning of the outbreak late February this year. According to the health agency, Kano State also reported the highest number of infections in a single day with 80 new cases in the state. Similarly, Lagos State recorded 45 new infections with 12 in Gombe, each in Bauchi and Sokoto, 7 in Borno and Edo, as well as 6 cases in Ogun State. The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, also had 4 new cases, as well as Akwa Ibom and Bayelsa State. There were 3 more infections in Kaduna, 2 each in Oyo Delta, and Nasarawa, while Ondo and Kebbi State have 1 case each. As at 11:50 p.m. on Thursday, the total number of cases in Nigeria rose to 1,728 to 1,932. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control says it is running out of bed space for COVID-19 cases in Lagos. The agency's Director General, Dr. Chike Ehekwizu, said this much on Thursday at the Presidential Task Force COVID-19 press briefing. In his words, Lagos is the only place where they are struggling with bed space for now. He said they would always tell Nigerians the truth. Lagos currently has 3 operational isolation centers at the Infectious Disease Hospital, Yaba, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and at Onikan Stadium. However, the Cardiac and Renal Hospital have been converted to an isolation center by the state government, according to the NCDC boss. Jigawa state government has announced the death of COVID-19 patient in the state. This was made known by the chairman COVID-19 State Task Force, Dr. Abba Zakari, during a press briefing on Thursday in Jigawa State. Dr. Zakari said out of 11 samples sent to Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, 5 confirmed positive. The confirmed cases are 2 in Dutse, the state capital, 1 in Ayo, Gwaram, and Miga local government areas of the state. The state so far has 9 cases, including the first 4 cases confirmed last week. In less than 3 weeks after recording its COVID-19 index case, Kano State has overtaken the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The state jumped to second after Lagos in the number of confirmed cases. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, in a tweet on Thursday, confirmed that Kano has 80 new cases, taking its total to 219 as against the 178 cases in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Meanwhile, the confirmed number of cases in Lagos State, which is the epicenter, has jumped to 1,011. NCDC also confirmed 7 new coronavirus deaths, which brings the total death to 58, with 319 discharged patients. With new cases recorded, Nigeria has 1,555 active cases. Deaths were recorded in Nigeria. Now, New State has reported a case in the last 24 hours. Till date, 1,932 cases have been confirmed, 319 cases have been discharged, and 58 deaths have been recorded in 34 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The 204 new cases are reported from 18 states: Kano 80, Lagos 45, Gombe 12, Sokoto 9, Bauchi 9, Edo 7, Borno 7, Rivers 6, Ogun State 6, Federal Capital Territory 4, Akwa Ibom 4, Bayelsa 4, Kaduna 3, Oyo 2, Delta 2, Nasarawa 2, Ondo 1, Kebbi 1, NCDC tweeted. Federal government workers have been given the green light to resume work. Officers on grade level 14 and above and staff on essential services are expected to be at work from Monday 4th, 2020. In a circular issued by Head of Service of the Federation, Mrs. Folashade Emiason, on Thursday, the directive is as a result of President Muhammadu Buhari's broadcast on a phased and gradual easing of the lockdown measures to put in place to curtail the spread of the novel coronavirus disease, COVID-19, in Nigeria. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagi Ohanari, has revealed that 113 health workers have been infected with COVID-19. Dr. Ihanari made the announcement during the Presidential Task Force briefing on Thursday in Abuja. He said the rapid speed of COVID-19 community transmission is a major concern for the PTF, but a bigger concern is the number of health workers who have now tested positive to the virus while in line of duty. Dr. Ihanari further dismissed reports that 300 doctors infected with the virus, adding that the sector does not have such a number of infected persons in the country. The over 300 doctors that are infected is not true. There are no so many people in health sector who are infected, according to him. He said the latest figure they have is that there are about 113 actual figure. The upper chamber of the National Assembly, the Senate, has denied giving approval of a loan of 850 billion naira to the federal government during the Tuesday plenary. The chairman of the Senate on Media and Public Affairs, Ajibola Bashiru, gave the shocker, saying the report is untrue and erroneous, meant to propagate falsehood in the country. It is very important to make a very important clarification, particularly on the widely circulated erroneous report that the Senate approved a fresh loan of 850 billion at the plenary on Tuesday. That is far from the truth, according to him. Alhaji Suleiman Adamu, a member representing Nasarawa Central Constituency at Nasarawa State House of Assembly, is dead. Alhaji Mohammed Opoku, representing Odege Loko constituency, announced the death of the lawmaker to newsmen on Friday in Nasarawa local government area of the state. Alhaji Opoku said that Suleiman died in the late hours of Thursday, April 30th, following a brief illness at the Federal Medical Center, Kefi, Nasarawa State. We now go for a short break, and when we come back, Agwai Rita will come up with business news.
Coronavirus or COVID-19, the most recent outbreak that has turned to be a global pandemic. Watch how it easily and quickly spreads among humans.
That you can save your life and save the lives of many others by keeping yourself and your environment clean. As part of your civic responsibilities, you should help the government to maintain a clean environment in its determined effort to prevent any outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19 in the states. For your own safety, you should ensure regular washing of your hands with soap under running water or use sanitizer. Avoid body contact and avoid big gathering of people. In case you notice any symptoms of coronavirus, like difficulties in breathing, high body temperature, running nose, feverish condition, you should immediately contact any member on the contact committee on the outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19 on the following numbers: 081 65 40 86 96, 081 05 00 988, or 080-6303-5385. A stitch in time, they say, saves life.
This message is from Standard Voice Television, Svtv, Seoul, Zamfara State, Nigeria.
Welcome back. And for business news, Rita Agwai is standing by. Rita, you are on.
Welcome to Standard Voice Business Update. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Chief Adeniyi Adebayo, said that plans by the ministry to meet with research institute, academic institution, manufacturers, and other stakeholders involved in the manufacturing of local ventilators to fight the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic ravaging the world. Chief Adebayo stated this while receiving the weekly briefing by the Emergency Operations Center, EOC, of the Committee on Sustainable Production and Delivering of Essential Commodities during the COVID-19. Saying the collaboration will guarantee the availability of ventilators and essential and very critical tools in the fight against the pandemic. He called on heads of security agency to ensure that personnel at checkpoints across the country to comply with the recent directive of Mr. President to allow the free flow and movement of essential commodities despite the interstate movement restriction and curfew within the country. And that is all on Standard Voice Business Update. As I come your way again, I'm Agwai Rita.
Thank you, Rita, with that report. And on the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump claimed Thursday that he has seen information indicating the Wuhan Institute of Virology is behind the coronavirus outbreak, but will not provide any detail. Speaking with reporters from the White House, Trump was asked if he has seen any information that gives him a high degree of confidence that the virus originated in the Wuhan lab. He answered in the affirmative, adding that World Health Organization should be ashamed of itself. When asked to provide details on the information, Trump said he was not allowed to tell them. That's the news. Before we go, a quick look at the top stories. Zamfara State declares COVID-19 patient wanted. Nigeria records highest single day of COVID-19 cases. Federal government workers to resume on 4th May 2020. On business, federal government to meet manufacturers of ventilators production. And on the international scene, President Trump claims information indicates Wuhan's lab behind outbreak. That's the news on behalf of the production crew. My name is Svtv. Thank you for watching and goodbye.